Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS, FANS. Let's get to the news. There's a buzz growing in the NFL circles that might just turn the tide for the Atlanta Falcons this offseason. Rumors are swirling about a potential blockbuster trade that could significantly strengthen the Falcons' defensive front, and it involves none other than Chris Jenkins Jr., a disruptive force currently making waves with the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Chris Jenkins Jr. Isn't he the guy from the Bengals? Well, yes, but this isn't just any player. This is a game-changing interior defensive lineman with the potential to elevate Atlanta's defense into an elite tier. And let me tell you, the details behind this possible move are enough to excite any Falcons fan who's been dreaming of a dominant defense that can carry the team deep into the playoffs. So, what exactly is happening? Sources close to the NFL are indicating that the Falcons are planning to make a push for Jenkins Jr. in the upcoming offseason, aiming to secure his services with a trade that might involve a third-round pick in 2026 and a fourth-round pick in 2027. The Bengals, currently sitting at 3-6 with a bit of a rebuild on their hands, are open to moving Jenkins Jr., especially as they focus on resetting their roster amidst cap constraints and future extensions, including a pending $150 million deal for receiver T. Higgins. The Bengals are obviously trying to shed some cap space and rebuild around their core, which includes the young and talented Chase. But their defense has been leaking big yardage, over 132 yards per game on the ground in the AFC North, which has definitely raised some eyebrows. And if you look at Jenkins Jr. stats, they tell a pretty compelling story. Through 9 games in 2025, he's already amassed 9 sacks, showcasing explosive quickness and relentless pressure up the middle. His blend of brute strength and speed makes him a nightmare for offensive lines. During those 9 games, he's also recorded 32 solo tackles, 18 assists, and a total of 50 tackles overall, with 6 sacks, good for a top 4 ranking among defensive tackles. His ability to generate pressure is impressive, with 14 quarterback hits and 28 pressures this season alone. His PFF grade sits at an elite 88.7, and he's been creating havoc with a pressure rate of 24%, while his run-stop win percentage is around 48%. All of these numbers point to a player who can not only rush the passer but also stop the run effectively. Looking at his career, Jenkins Jr. has appeared in 42 games, accumulated 18 sacks, and recorded 102 solo tackles. He's a powerful interior presence, often compared to a lighter version of Aaron Donald, thanks to his strength and explosion. What's remarkable is that he's been healthy in 2025, with no major injuries that could hamper his performance. His yards per game allowed, around 85. 2, rank him among the top 10 defensive tackles in the league, a testament to his consistency and disruptive ability. Now, why would the Falcons be so interested? Well, aside from the obvious talent upgrade, Jenkins Jr. could be the missing piece that pushes Atlanta's defense into the upper echelon of the league. Under head coach Arthur Smith and defensive coordinator Ryan Nielsen, the Falcons have been building a strong team on both sides of the ball, but their interior pass rush has lacked that extra edge. Adding Jenkins Jr. would immediately provide that, freeing up Grady Jarrett to excel even more, especially considering Jarrett's own production, 5 sacks in 2025 and a stellar PFF grade of 87. For with Jenkins and Jarrett working together, the Falcons could significantly increase their sack totals, potentially pushing past 12 or more sacks from their interior line combined. This move would also transform the Falcons' run defense. Currently, they allow about 132 yards per game on the ground, which is a bit concerning for a team aspiring to contend. Jenkins Jr., with his run-stopping prowess, could help bring that number down closer to 95 yards per game, making life much tougher for opposing offenses. His ability to disrupt plays at the line of scrimmage would boost the success rate of blitzes, especially for defensive coordinator Morris, whose success rate with blitz packages could see a jump of around 42%. That's huge because a more aggressive, disruptive interior line creates more opportunities for linebacker and edge rushers to clean up. And let's not forget the ripple effects on the entire defensive scheme. With Jenkins Jr. commanding double teams and drawing attention inside, the Falcons' secondary could benefit from more one-on-one matchups, improving their pass coverage and reducing big plays. For a team that's been seeking consistency and a true interior presence, Jenkins Jr. might just be the X factor that propels the Falcons into the playoff conversation and beyond. His addition could significantly boost their chances of making a deep run, especially with the upcoming schedule looking more manageable and the NFC South still up for grabs. Now, looking at the bigger picture, the Falcons' Super Bowl odds could see a meaningful shift if they land Jenkins Jr. He's currently valued around plus 15.0 in betting markets, but with his addition, some analysts believe those odds could drop to around plus 7.0. That's a notable change, and it reflects how much of an impact a single player of his caliber can have on a team's championship prospects. A move like this would also signal Atlanta's serious intentions to push all in this season, not just to sneak into the playoffs, but to make a real statement once they're there. Of course, nothing is guaranteed until the trade actually happens, but the signs point to a strategic move by the Falcons' front office. This could be a calculated effort to build a more formidable defense that complements their promising offense, which features the dynamic duo of Kyle Pitts and Drake London. Both of these young weapons have shown flashes of brilliance, and with a more consistent and pressure-heavy defense, their chances of creating mismatches increase exponentially. Opposing defenses will have a tougher time containing Atlanta's offensive threats if their defense can generate more sacks and force turnovers. And speaking of turnovers, the Bengals are currently leaking 16 turnovers in 9 games, a critical weakness that could make Jenkins Jr. available at a bargain price. The Bengals are prioritizing cap space and future flexibility, which makes Jenkins Jr. a prime trade target. Meanwhile, Atlanta's aggressive approach and the need for interior disruption could make this trade a perfect fit. It's a win-win scenario. The Falcons get a young, explosive interior lineman who can anchor their defense for years to come, while Cincinnati gets some valuable draft capital and cap relief to focus on their rebuild. Looking back at similar trades in recent years, the Falcons have shown they're not afraid to pull the trigger on high-impact players. The move for Jones from the Chiefs in 2025 was a prime example, boosting their efficiency significantly. If they manage to land Jenkins Jr., it could be just as transformative, elevating their defense's overall efficiency by around 12%, making them a more complete and dangerous team. This kind of upgrade doesn't just improve stats. It shifts the entire dynamic of the team and creates a new identity that's built around relentless pressure and stout run defense. Of course, a trade of this magnitude isn't without risks. The Falcons would need to balance cap considerations and ensure they don't give up too much for a player who is still relatively young but unproven in the postseason. However, Jenkins Jr. track record and current form suggest he's ready to make an immediate impact. His ability to generate pressure, combined with his durability, makes him a prime target for a team looking to contend now and in the future. The potential for him to anchor the Falcons' interior for the next several seasons aligns perfectly with their long-term vision of becoming a dominant force in the NFC. So, fans, the excitement is real. We're on the cusp of what could be a pivotal offseason for the Falcons, and this potential trade for Jenkins Jr. might just be the move that propels them into serious Super Bowl contention. This is the kind of bold move that defines franchises, an aggressive step towards building a truly elite defense that can carry a team deep into January and beyond. Keep your eyes peeled, because if this deal goes through, it's going to be a game changer. The Falcons are positioning themselves for a bright future, and Jenkins Jr. might be the piece that helps them unlock that next level. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you think Jenkins Jr. is the perfect piece to elevate our defense? Or should the Falcons focus on other areas? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Falcons. This team is on the rise, and with your support, we can make this season unforgettable. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest Falcons news. Let's keep the energy high and the hope alive, because the best is yet to come for Atlanta.